Do you guys use Outseta to sell Outseta?
We do. So everything you're looking at right now is actually our own business.
Hello, No Code Ops. Phil here. And today I'm joined by Jeff, who is the founder of Outseta. Jeff, welcome to the Aha Moments demo show.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
The whole audience back here.
Love it.
Pumped. So for those of you who don't know, you should, or you will soon know, Outseta is an amazing all-in-one tool for managing your memberships. Could be for SaaS software, could be for communities, could be for a whole ton of stuff, which I'm curious to learn more about. And Jeff has done, and his team have done a phenomenal job of this product, making it not only easy to use for operations professional internally at companies that are growing, but also makers and creators, community managers all across the world. So Jeff, how did the inspiration come about for we want to do memberships?
Sure. So we have kind of an interesting origin story. We are now a 5, almost 6-year-old company. So you know, we're young, but we've been around for a while. And we actually started out building the product, admittedly, not for the no-code audience. We were initially focused on selling to founders of SaaS companies and more technical founders. But somewhere along our journey, we were sort of discovered by the no-code audience. And one of the things that we realized pretty quickly is Outseta brings together all the different tools you need to run a subscription or membership style business. So it's subscription billing and CRM and email marketing and help desk. And while developers need all those same tools, they have the technical skill set to sort of build the perfect tech stack relatively easily, whereas no-code founders don't necessarily have the same skill set to integrate all those tools really, really tightly. So the value of our product is sort of that much more compelling to a less technical no-code founder. And over the last few years, we've taken steps to make it so you can use the entirety of the product, implement the entirety of the product completely without code. And most of our growth at this point is coming from no-code builders. Amazing.
Well, I'd love for the audience to see the product. So if you want to hop right in and give us an aha, moment, like what an aha moment would be for someone using the product. I know I've used it in the past for different projects, and you were my account manager, which was amazing back then.
There you go. So this is the product. Can you see my screen okay here?
Perfectly, yeah.
So this is just kind of the dashboard that you land on when you log into an Outseta account. It gives you some high-level overview of what's happening in your business. But really what I'll take you through is just what you see here in the left-hand sidebar. And this is kind of how our product is organized in general. When I say that we deliver sort of the feature set that all these subscription or membership style businesses need, this is essentially the feature set that I'm speaking to. You're going to need a CRM. You need somewhere to store your member data. I've never met a subscription business that doesn't have some sort of email marketing tool in place. To the extent you need to provide customer service and help your members, there's a help desk. But the core of our product, like all the other membership software providers out there, is really around billing, authentication, and protected content. So that's typically where our customers start.
And what sizes of businesses are typically using you?
Yeah, we definitely try to intercept customers as early as possible. We like to hear from founders of startups that haven't even launched yet. That's kind of the ideal scenario because you can build your business around all these tools and sort of adopt them all in full. But we do migrations of existing businesses. I would say in general, all of our customers are between 0 and at the absolute most, somewhere between $5 and $10 million a year in revenue. That's actually part of our origin story that I failed to share when you asked your previous question. We actually built this in the context of a previous SaaS company that my co-founders and I worked at. My co-founder is an engineer and kind of a stubborn guy. And I kept going to him saying, we need HubSpot for marketing automation and Zendesk for support and Salesforce for a CRM. And he just said to me, we're an early stage bootstrap company ourselves. I'm just going to build you this really simple homegrown tech stack that gives you basic CRM and basic subscription billing. He actually went ahead and did that. And we bootstrapped a business from zero to about $7 million in revenue on what was essentially an early version of Outseta.
I love that. I never knew that's how it started.
Yep.
What would you say are like the top 3 verticals using y'all? I'm assuming SaaS, community,
There are three big ones and 2 smaller ones. So the really 3 big ones, first and foremost, I would say is just membership sites. So we do a lot of, it doesn't really matter what website builder you're using, lots of Webflow, but just membership sites in general. The second would be actual SaaS products, whether they're built with or without code, but software products sold on a recurring basis. And then the third is online communities. So if you're managing a Discord server or a Circle community, you can manage those communities with Outseta as well.
On the community front, talk to me about, does Outseta work with folks that want to set up paywalls for Slack, almost like LaunchPass or Join It or something like that?
Not with Slack today. You can't set up, you can charge for access to Slack, but there's no actual sort of invitation process that's triggered via Outseta. With Circle and with Discord, which we're working on right now, there is actually permissions that can be controlled.
I've seen this set up with Circle, which is super slick. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Slack does not offer the same invitations, but those are the 3 big use cases: SaaS, membership sites, and communities. The other one of mention that we're actually seeing more and more is individual freelancers or consultants or productized services type companies that really just want more of a personal tech stack where you're a freelancer and you sell your services on a retainer basis. You can use this to sort of manage your own business and charge your clients and maintain those relationships and whatnot.
So someone's run a membership site, right? They've used 5 different tools in the past. Show me the beauty and simplicity of having it all in one place here.
Sure. So what I'll show you first is kind of the very quick version of how you implement this and sort of hook it up to your site. And then once that's done, that's when you start to really recognize the benefits of all these tools being stitched together. So I'll go quick just on implementation. Outseta does process payments via Stripe. So the first thing you do is you come over to billing and settings, you connect to your Stripe account. Once that's done, a big part of our value prop is you never need to log into Stripe again. You can set up your plans, you can change your prices, you can issue refunds, you can control how your invoicing works, all from within Outseta. So you can sort of connect to Stripe and forget that Stripe exists. Beyond that, you need to set up a pricing plan. Again, this is just basic subscription management stuff, but we do offer a billing system that is quite a bit more robust than a lot of more generic membership software providers.
Sure. I don't know if Stripe has payment links, but it's all very basic. Yeah.
Yep. So the big sort of differentiator here is we offer what we call both team and individual based plans. So an individual based plan is what you see with most membership providers. Every member has to have their own subscription or membership. But a lot of our customers eventually will grow into realizing an opportunity to sell to companies, and they start selling team-based memberships then, where the company itself signs up and pays for the membership, but then you can invite people to share that membership.
Yep.
We also, support regular recurring billing, one-time products, per user pricing, so a bunch of different pricing models. But once you've set up your plans and connected to Stripe, you're sort of ready to integrate Outseta with your site. And this is really, I know this is about the aha moment. This is really sort of the aha moment with Outseta. So there are 3 integration points between Outseta and whatever it is you're building. It could be a community, it could be a website, it could be a software product. It doesn't matter. A big part of our ethos is you can deliver your content, you can deliver your product any way that you want, and Outseta can integrate with that product and turn it into a subscription or membership business. And that all happens here through a series of embeds that we call our sign up embed, our login embed, and our profile embed. In short, whatever product you're working with, there's a single script, this head script here. You drop it into the header of your website or your product, and then we just give you links that will trigger your sign up process, your login process.
Amazing. And this is like where you can choose, do you want it to be a pop-up? Do you want it to be a separate page? Do you want it to be on our page, your page, all that stuff?
Exactly right. So the aha moment typically comes here, and this is our attempt to latch on to visual development. You basically tell us what you want your sign-up form to look like, and then we will give you the links, the code, etc. that you need. So as an example, right now, the first question is, do you want to embed this directly on a page, generate a pop-up, or a payment link? For the sake of this example, I'll say on a page. Right now, we're showing a number of different plans that the user can pick from, but maybe you want a sign-up form for a particular plan, and it's going to be your growth plan. And you can make those changes, and we'll show you exactly what your sign-up form would look like. In this case, we've got a sort of a single-step checkout form where you can either enter information or just sign up with Google.
And I noticed there you had like gated numbers around like laddering up in price. Can Outseta know that? Like if someone goes beyond a certain amount of Xing your product, can then they be pushed to going to the next plan, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes, absolutely. So we do that with our own pricing. Our own pricing is based largely around the number of contacts in your Outseta account. When we recognize somebody has gone over their contact limit, they get upgraded in their next billing cycle.
Do you guys use Outseta to sell Outseta?
We do. So everything you're looking at right now is actually our own business. This is our own live account. But once you see your sign up form and you say, oh, that looks great, that's what I want to add to my site, you click install your embed. And in this case, because we said we wanted to embed it in a page, we just give you code that is pre-configured to give you this form exactly. But if you wanted a payment link, it works the same way. You just say install your embed, you get this link, you can punch that into your browser, and you've got a hosted page where somebody can check out for that exact plan. So,
and let's say someone pays with this, right? So they've hooked up their information, they've paid through this, right? Can they like, how does logging into your site in terms of membership then work from there on out?
Yep. So once somebody pays, a couple important things happen. The first is we create what we call an account record in Outseta CRM. So you don't need to integrate with any sort of other third-party CRM provider. This record just gets created automatically. We'll talk about this further in a second. The other default behavior of Outseta is we send a confirmation email that you can configure right here. That confirmation email does two things. First of all, it does validate the email address that the customer signed up with. Secondarily, it prompts the user to set a password so that they can log in. When a user does want to log in, the first time they're just sort of walked through setting a password and they log in that way. But going forward, you would have our login embed implemented on your website, and users can then just come back to your site and either authenticate with Google
and this is how
or
we're getting to
email
that
address and
content
password.
or membership section.
That's right. So once somebody authenticates, not to get too technical here, but when someone authenticates, Outseta recognizes who that person is, what subscription they're on, etc., and then can control access to what they see. So in terms of setting up protected content, you can come in here, you can say I've got a page on my website that's my members only content, for example, and I only want somebody that's on the growth subscription plan to be able to access that page. So you can set up all sorts of different types of protected content. It can be pages or folders of content. You can tag like any element on a page. It could be a link, it could be a video, and say only show this to somebody that has this particular subscription plan. And you can even protect content so only specific users can see specific content too. But all of that is recognized when the user does authenticate. We recognize who it is and
just
can show them
replaces so many tools.
Content.
Jeff, let me ask you this.
Sure.
If people want to find out more about Outseta, what should they do?
I would go to outseta.com to start. There are on our website just a bunch of different use case pages you can take a look at. If you come over to our blog, we've got a lot of examples of other sites that are using this. Audience and Income here is a great example of a community that's using this. This is a pretty cool customer story on an artist who's built sort of a learning management system using Outseta and Webflow. So lots of good inspiration just on our website in terms of how the product is typically used.
Amazing. So cool to hear the story about how this came to be, what it's become, and wow, I mean, even since I looked at the product, it's grown and evolved, which is incredible to see. So Jeff, thanks for being here, man. This was incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Cool. See ya.
Take care.